What's up, guys? I'm coming back at you guys with another video. I think this video is going to be my most helpful video to some people than as opposed to, how to make a bass sound in a synthesizer or whatever. I think this is more helpful for you to develop your own skills and how to finish your own songs and how not to get stuck on songs and how to not have a million unfinished songs in your hard drives or on your desktop, because that doesn't help anybody. So this is sort of a 7-day schedule that I set up to finish a song and quickly start the whole cycle over again every week. So every week I can write a new song and it'll be really good. It'll be really well produced. It'll be really well thought out, and it'll be really good. So, and even if it's not good, at least you're practicing on all your skills and you have a song done, and then you can just throw that session onto a backup drive and then continue on the next one. Because if you're constantly writing songs, your songwriting's gonna get so much better than as opposed to if you're trying to work on like 20 sessions at once and see, these are all grayed out, but that's only because of recently when I took them all off my computer. And I'd be working on that many sessions at once, and I would just get lazy. Like when I just got stuck on a part, I would just give up on that song at the time and then just open up another one and start working there. And that is okay. I used to get stuff done like that, but I think with 7-day schedule of what I'm about to explain, it's going to be so much more helpful to people that had similar problems like me, where I'd have a bunch of unfinished songs and I would finish a song every now and then. We all know that's totally possible to write a song in one day. If you're totally focused and you're totally inspired and you're totally in the moment, you could write a song in 4 hours. We all know it. Even an hour. I mean, things just come flying and it comes together. So that's possible. But the 7-day schedule I set up is going to help even things out and make sure each aspect is really well done. So let me quickly explain that a big part of this 7-day schedule is I'm only working on 2 songs at a time. So either one will be done and it'll be in the mixing stage, and the other one I'll be writing. So that's pretty much what it'll be. So this song is done. It's in the mixing and mastering stage. This one is being created right now. Or actually, it's vice versa, because this is the one that's being written right now. Anyway, so let me get into what each day is. So I'm going to call each day 1 through 7. So, 7 days of the week, whatever. So my day 1, and this could be any day for you. I place my day 1 on Wednesday, and so that way my day 7 is on Tuesday, but you can do it however you want. So my day 1 is sound design. I'm only going to do sound design on that day. That means I'm just going to go to File, New Live Set, and I'm just going to open up whatever I want, whether it be Massive, FM8, Silent, Razor, Albino, Absinthe, like Monarch, Razor, Cyclops. You get the idea. Whatever synthesizer I'm familiar with that I'm good at creating, I'll go in there and I'll just make new presets. I'll work on sounds that I've heard in other songs recently and that are inspiring, and I'll just make up a bunch of new patches. So my goal at the end of that day is to have made at least 5 really good patches, and then several variations of those, and then have some basic starting point patches, like some basic plucks and basic white noise sweeps and basic whatever risers. So that way I can just open that up when I'm writing and quickly build on top of that. So that's kind of what I do. And it's very important that you also have your folders for your presets organized and that they're in the right spot, so you can find them in that synthesizer's browser or load menu. So you want to have your preset folders organized, because you definitely don't want to be dumping you want to make folders for your presets. You don't want to be dumping them all over your documents or desktop. That's terrible. So don't do that. And day 2 is just writing progressions only. So that day, I'm not working on sound design, I'm not working on songs, I am just writing progressions. What that means, I have a video on this. It's called How to Easily Write Chord Progressions in Scale or in Key. I forgot what it was called. Let's watch that if you don't know how to, if you want to learn how to quickly do progressions. So that's pretty much what I do on Thursday. I just write progressions, chord progressions, and I write melodies and bass lines and things like that. And I'll write like 10 or 20 of these in a day. So they'll be in different keys, different scales, different tempos. That's why I use a new live set, because once I'm done with one progression, I might change my BPM, I might change my scale, I might change my key. I'm going to change everything. There's no restrictions. I'm just freely writing whatever comes to mind. And the way I save the MIDI clips, because on day 1, I'm not saving my sound design session. I'm saving my presets and I'm deleting the session because I don't want a sound design session. I just don't want that. Same with day 2. I'm gonna save my MIDI clips to a folder where I can go back and get them later, and I'm gonna delete the session. So that if I wanted to save this MIDI clip here, I would just press Command Shift E, and that would save MIDI clip as, and it's already going to my folder that I placed in my applications, or you can place it in your documents or desktop, wherever you want. And I call it K-Shall Day Progressions, and it saves here. Right now it's a little empty. I used to have like over 100 of them in here, but then I started slowly taking them out. And once I use it in a song, and then once that song gets done, I delete it out of that folder so I don't reuse it or whatever. Or I deleted some of the ones that were not okay or whatever. So I'm always writing new progressions every week on day 2. And what I like to do is I like to write what key it is in. So if it's a C, and if it's in a major or minor scale or whatever scale, and the BPM. So I write the key, the scale, and the BPM. So that way when I'm browsing through these MIDI files and I'm previewing them, I can find what I want quicker. So if I'm working at 130 and I'm working in the key of C, and I know I'm doing minor scales, then I'll go through all of the C minor scale, whatever. And you can find it in your file browser. So I have this search file browser right here already on it. And you can preview them by clicking on them. And it'll preview it, and it'll just generate a random, or it'll generate this very basic sound to play back the MIDI. And you can just drag it out and place it here, and I'll ask you if you want to adjust your tempo or time signature, and you can say yes or no. I usually say no because I'll be dragging one that matches my tempo and such. And if I wanted to change the scale, the key of this, I would just select them all, Command A, and move it up and down to whatever key I wanted, and it would still be the same progression, but then I might have to change things because it's a different key. So that's day 2. I just write progressions, I save them, I export the MIDIs, that's it. I don't save the session. I save the MIDI clips. Day 3 is the first day that I save the session. So day 3, I'll build my drums. So what I'll do is I'll pick my I'll get sampled. Every week I try to build a drum kit in a way that I haven't ever done before. So I'll use samples I've never used before. I'll use drum programs I've never used before or don't use as often, like Easy Drummer, BFD, Superior Drummer, Drumagog, Steven Slate drums, Easy Tune drums, whatever, Battery 3 and 4, Ultra Beat, Boom, whatever. There's a bunch of them. So I'll try to build a drum kit using stuff I've never used. Every week I try to build completely new stuff. I don't keep a folder of favorite kicks and a folder of favorite snares, and I don't reuse the same one for every song. I build different ones every week on day 3. So on day 3, that's the day you build your drums and you get them as fat as possible. You're focusing your whole day on just the drums. You're not going to worry about finishing that early and then throwing everything else on top of it on that day. No, day 3, you're going to have your drums sounding professional so that when day 4 comes, you don't have to touch your drums. After day 3, you're not touching your drums. That's the idea. You're going to have them so well done that you're not going to touch them. And that means you're going to build your build-ups and your rolls and all that and your fills. You're going to write all of that on that day too. But you might want to do it right here and make clips of it and then, bring it in like that or whatever. I'm not going to tell you how to write either. But the idea is to have your drum section done by day 3. And then you're going to save that session, and that's going to be the session you pull up when you go to open recent set. I call them sessions because I'm very used to Pro Tools and Logic. So if you call it live sets and or projects, just know that I call it sessions. So when I say sessions, I mean projects and live sets. So hopefully I didn't confuse anyone there. Okay, so let's see. I did day 1, day 2, day 3. So day 3, obviously you save that. That's your live set or session. And day 4 is the day that you combine all the sound design and all the progressions you wrote from day 1 and 2, and you build on top of your drums. So, and also so you pretty much build on top. That's day 4. And your goal at the end of day 4 is to have at least an intro written and one other part. So, the one other part could be your drop, your verse, your chorus, whatever. And so that's my goal, at least. You can set different goals for yourself, but I like to at least have an intro and one other part written and have the drums all laid out, and I'll place markers. So I write in like 16 bar to 32 bar increments. So my intro could be 16 bars or it could be 32 bars. Or my drop could be 16 bars or it could be 32 bars. And that's kind of how it goes. I do that I only do that because when I know how long a part's going to be, it's much easier to write inside of a loop like that than to just randomly write in a linear way that is gonna, or a non-linear way. No, that'd be a linear way. But that's why I use the 32 and 16 bar increment writing structure. And also that makes it easy for a DJ to play your song, because if your intro's 16 or 32 bars, a DJ knows how to play to that, as opposed if you have like a 15 bar intro. That's going to throw a DJ off because he's going to assume that there's an extra bar and there's not going to be, and then it's going to fuck him up. Assuming that you want DJs to play your music. And also that's kind of common structure of songwriting, but that doesn't mean it's a hard rule. I break this rule when the magic happens. When I'm really into a part and I really want it to be, and I'm going off of feel, then I forget all about 32 and 16 bars and I just write freely. But that's the magic. That only comes from me writing in 16 and 32 bars and then feeling something special emerge from that, and then I break that structure to accommodate that and play loosely. So you gotta have some rules so that you can build on top of that. And then once you've really got something nice that you build, you can break your rules and let that grow naturally. So, whatever. That is day 4. So, day 4, have 2 parts written, your drums are done, blah, blah, blah. Day 5 is the day I relax. That's the day I stay away from my computers. I don't touch my computers. Day 5 lands on a Sunday, so on Sundays I don't work. Sundays I don't have classes. Sundays I'm pretty much going to be hungover from Friday and Saturday night, so I'm not going to want to write music anyway. Sundays, I just listen to music all day long. I go SoundCloud, Beatport, YouTube, and I'll go to my playlist there and I'll listen to my favorite artists. I'll discover new artists. I just listen to music and I don't work on music. So that way, on day 6, I come back into the song with a fresh pair of ears. It'll be like, it's like that thing of when you have a song in your hard drive for like months and months and you finally reopen it after not hearing it for a really long time. And after you hear it again for the first time, you get re-inspired by it. That's sort of the idea of having a day off, of not working on anything. So it's really a 6-day schedule for me, but you can throw in an extra work day on yours if you're going to be doing this kind of thing. So I think it's good to have a day off and just a day to get away from my computers, get some sunlight, get a little bit of tan going on, you know what I'm saying? Hit the beaches, go on some dates, whatever. Have a free day, have a life also. You don't want to be at your computer all the time writing music, because you got to have a life to inspire music. Anyway, so okay, let's see. That's day 5. Day 6 is pretty much the day you get back into it. Day 6 is the day you're going to be adding your tweaks. You're going to be tweaking your automations. You're going to be finishing the writing. You're going to have the song done. So the goal by the end of day 6, your goal is to prepare the song for mixing or create a mix down. So day 7, the last day, which lands on a Tuesday for me, day 7 is mixing and mastering day. So on that day, I'm only mixing, I'm only mastering, I'm not writing songs, I'm not doing sound design, I'm not doing anything. I'm just mixing and mastering. So I'm just going to be EQing things, compressing things, playing around with the stereo imaging, panning, that sort of thing, blending, grouping, and analog summing, because I do have a summer here. I have a Dangerous Music D-Box, which I'm so happy to have. If you don't know what that is, maybe look into it, because I think for a lot of electronic artists, it's good to have a analog hardware to back up your electronic music. But again, you don't need that. You can do it all in a laptop. But because I come from an engineering background, sorta, I like to incorporate analog. Anyway, so you get the idea. So each day you're gonna focus on one aspect of what it takes to write a song, and doing it like this, having a whole day of just doing sound design, having a whole day of just progressions, having a whole day of just drums, having a whole day of just mixing and mastering. That helps you build on top of your skills every week. Every time you do this, you're going to get so much better at it. And you're going to find out what your tastes are. And you're not going to be following your footsteps. You're going to be doing different stuff every week. But it'll be in the same genre, of course, if you're going to be writing electronic music or whatever. Or if you do multiple genres of electronic music, whatever. But this is the way you improve your skills exponentially every week. So it's kind of like a workout, you just keep building, and you have a separate day for each thing. So if you're, kind of like working out, you have a day for your arms, a day for your chest, a day for this and a day for that. And that way it all comes together better, and everything is getting more focus and more attention, and it's getting to shine better, and then you get a better result at the end of it. So that's exactly what this is. I actually think that's now where I came up with the idea for this kind of thing, because I'm sure there's got to be people that do a schedule like this. Well, in studios, when they're tracking bands, they have to write out a plan of what days they record stuff, but that's different. But for writing music, I think I'm the only one who really has a written out schedule. I have a board right here in my workspace, and I have a Monday through Friday schedule that I follow, or Monday through Sunday, whatever. So hopefully this helped you guys, and if you guys need me to go a little bit further in depth into any of those days, like sound design, writing progressions, mixing, mastering, those sort of things, let me know. So hopefully this helped you out. It helps me out. It's that way I don't get stuck on sessions. I don't have writer's blog and I get better at sound design. Because if you're doing sound design and mixing and writing progressions and building drums and you're doing that all at once, you're not really giving each little thing the attention it deserves. You're rushing through things to get things done quickly. I mean, I can write a song in an hour. I could write a song in 4 hours and I can have it done and it'll sound okay, and then I'll spend a long time fixing it when I'm mixing. But if you just if you just have a dedicated day to focus on it, you'll get better results. At least that's what I think, and that's at least the way I think music deserves to be made. I think everything deserves attention to detail. So hopefully this helps you guys. Please let me know if this helped you out or not, because I don't know anyone else that does this, and I think I might be crazy for doing it, but it gets me results. So let me know if this gives you any results. So thanks for watching.